I get it. Almost nobody wakes up in the morning and says, you know what I want to do today? I want to go to the audiologist and have my hearing tested. I mean, it's just not what we think about. It's certainly not what we talk about. And studies show that it's an average of something like 7 years between when somebody first notices hearing loss and when they decide to do something about it. That's what I want to talk about today. What's the cost of those 7 years? And again, I get it. The signs are small, they're subtle at first. We just turn up the television a notch or two, or we find ourselves leaning in a little bit to hear other people talk. We ask people to repeat themselves in noisy rooms. If I could tell you the number of times when I say that I work in audiology and people go, "What?" I promise it's funny every time. But see, the key is it's not just our ears. Our ears and our brain work together to make sense of the world around us. And when sound comes into the ear, it's transmitted to the brain to make sense of all of the sounds. And as the signals start to degrade, our brain is actually amazingly capable of still figuring out, trying to make sense of the sounds. We can use different parts of our brain to help compensate, at least for mild hearing loss. But of course, there's a cost to that. Over time, it gets harder and harder, and our brain has to work harder and harder. And there's really good research that now shows that the number one modifiable risk factor for cognitive decline is untreated hearing loss. But the word I love there is modifiable. It means there's something that we can do about it. But again, the longer that our brain has to deal with a degraded signal, the harder it will become to retrain our brain once it gets a better signal. And yes, there is such a thing as waiting too long. Look, I'm not here to scare you. That's not how we work. What I do want to do is give you better information. Because again, the informed decision is often the better decision. And to me, the cost is actually much more than that. There's a cost that hits harder. And it's the moment where the restaurant just seems a little too loud, so you decide to stop going out as often. Or it's harder to hear the grandkids on the call, so the calls get a little shorter or a little less frequent. Or it's just too hard to hear the theater or the symphony or the opera, so you give up your tickets. Those are the moments that matter the most. They're what makes life worth living. And to me, that's the cost of waiting. What are the things that you're willing to miss out on over 7 years? Again, there's an old saying, the best time to do something was 5 years ago, and the next best time is today. So I'm asking you, what's the cost of waiting? Please come on in, find out where you are. I wish every primary care physician would have people when they're 50 come get a baseline hearing test. At least they could find out where they are and then track the changes over time. So now I'm asking you, come find out where you are, and then you can make an informed decision about your own care.